do the Artist King thing that I normally do and talk about teamwork and teams and a crew. I had the exact wording on how I wanted to say it, but it's how it's coming out right now. And basically what it means is that an artist is not going to get far on their own. It's just not going to happen, no matter what. So some artists go to college and school, and so they can get opportunities and access to the industry. Some artists, like me, reach out to other artists and build communities. Because we've been doing Artist King for like 4 years now. And so in that time, I've gotten to know a lot more artists than I normally would on my normal day, just being an artist by myself. And so, so those two ways are opportunities for an artist to then build into the industry and get to know who they are. Like earlier, Loso was talking about some of the comic book creators of the past, and that's the knowledge that you gain by being in your industry and engaging in your industry. You get to know who's around, who did what's been happening, how we got here. And you can't just jump into the industry and say, I'm here, y'all, what's up, pay me some money, give me some money for my work. That's not how that goes. You have to get to know somebody, you have to work with people, you have to communicate with people, you have to build and be in this community to get known and become somebody that, that people can then support. And that's the part where I see a lot of artists saying that they're self-made. And I can say that also in a sense, but it's still not true. And so the reason why it's not true is because even though I did not go to college, even though I did not take art classes, even though I did not learn from one particular person how to draw, I still reached out to a lot of artists in the past and learned from them along the way. So my success in my career has not been made by myself. My career was made by all the people that I connected with along the way. My career was made by all the people who I asked questions of in the beginning. My career was made by people who believed in me. My career was made by people who did not believe in me. There was a lot of people who laughed at me when I told them I wanted to be an artist. My mother, and there's nothing bad about my mom, I love my mom, but even my mother told me to stop wasting paper. And my response to her was, you didn't buy the paper. It didn't cost you anything. So we all overcome certain things in our path, and that's the part of learning that we take on. And as time goes on, we don't learn on our own. So that's number one. Nobody is self-made. It just doesn't happen. That's not how it goes. You are not a self-made in any part of your career. At some point, somebody gave you a chance. At some point, somebody sat down and, like me, is sharing with you, saying, here, these are the things you should pay attention to. These are the things you should apply in your art career. Try this, try that. I have art mentors right now. I have art business mentors. I have art mentors. I have entrepreneurship mentors. I have startup mentors. I have business mentors. I have a mentor who I only see once a year, twice a year, and we break down what I'm working on and so on. I have mentors who taught me how to start thinking about the year ahead before the year shows up. So right now, we're already planning our 2018 between my wife and I. We're planning on what is our projects, what are the things that we want, what do we want to accomplish next year. We don't wait till next year. We're doing it now so that next year we already have a plan. So that's what's happened with me, and in order for any one of us to succeed, you have to reach out to your industry. You have to reach out to your community. You have to engage. You're not going to be a successful artist if you'll never come out your house and show people your work. You can't be scared of posting some of your artwork online. You have to get some feedback from somebody, and that's where the team comes into play. So I built a team and put a team together around me for the benefit of all of us, and they're sitting here right now. So we got the Man Penciler, we have Kelsey Jackson, we have Loso Perez, and anybody who starts coming to the meetups and starts engaging in what we're doing and wants to participate and build, I'm open to that. because that's the kind of people I want around me to be able to give me feedback, be able to ask questions and see where I am and what I need to do. And no matter what level a person is in their art career, there's still a person who has an opinion, and they may see things that I don't see. All along my path in the last 10 years, I've had my wife in my team. She is the one who handles all my billing. She handles all the customers' information. She knows who owes us money. She knows who hasn't paid their balance. She knows all these things, and she reminds me, hey, so-and-so, we need that payment. I said, okay, cool, let me call them, let me text them, because they want their work that I'm working on. They want what I'm doing, so now I just got to make sure they pay up. But I don't concern myself with handling the business side of it because I really care about the art, and that's my focus. So I have a team member, a teammate, my wife, who is in charge of those things. She's my business manager. We all need somebody like that, and you need to start looking around and trying to build with somebody and build a team. So even though I've had the man penciler and Kelsey with me for a year, working with Carlos, aka Loso right now, is helping me build that comic book side of myself. The comic book creator part is coming out. I'm able to finally funnel it and focus on it and have somebody who can help me guide through that. And so that becomes a collaborator. So even though I have a comic book that I want to draw myself, I want to write myself, I want to pencil myself, I want to color it myself, I want to publish it myself, I want it to be my thing, the thing that I build, that I create, I still need one other person to help me. I still, and I can't just run around the street and say, hey, you're a good artist, can you want to draw my stuff? Hey, you're a good writer, do you want to write my stuff? Because that's crazy. Unless I have money and I say, hey, do you want to work for me and write my stuff? And because I don't have that money, then I have to build the community. I have to build that network and find somebody I can team up with and say, hey, let's do this. I teamed up with Wayman, and now he's doing tattoos. He's working out of my studio. I have my studio space is still the same, but we have opened it up to then include a second person. So now it's not just me knocking out tattoos in my space. Now it's two of us in there working and knocking out tattoos. And I have somebody I can sit down and look at my work and tell me when it's messing up. When it's like, that line should have been better. Yeah, that was not okay. That's looking well, and I like how you did that. Focus on that. Remember how you did that line. Remember how you did that shading. Remember so that next time you do one, it works the same way. So that's the teamwork that you need to build around yourself. That's the kind of crew you want to have to help further you along. I know a lot of artists out here in Atlanta who have teammates. The first ones that I can think of right now off the bat is Goldie Gold, Mr. Soul, and Flux. See Flux sings. Those three artists, they work together a lot on a lot of projects. And I've sat with them individually, and they've each told me that they send off the artwork to each other to critique and get some feedback to see whether or not the artwork is good enough for their brand. And that's important. It's important to have somebody else you can bounce ideas off of. It's important to have another person who can see what you're doing and not be in your head and say, I understand that. Because to you as an artist, you're going to see your work and like, oh, that makes sense. And you're going to publish it or put it out there and not get the response you're looking for. And that's because you never took the time to get that feedback. So you can join the community by coming out to meetups, going to art shows, exhibits, support other artists, get to know them, get to know who does what. What's amazing about Atlanta is that there's all types of artists here in Atlanta. Animators, cartoonists, comic books, fine arts, all types. And they're all open doing events all over the place. And you can't go to every event, but pick a couple. Pick an event that has to do with the art form that you're not in. Just to go meet those people. You never know. You never know. Once you have a conversation with somebody, you may understand that they're really a great person. Like, okay, that's cool. You don't draw like I do. You don't paint like I do, but that's a cool person that I can sit down and hang out with and build with. You never know what kind of opportunities are out there by you being out there on the streets with the rest of these artists. We have to be conscious of our schedule. We have to be conscious of the responsibilities that we have. So choose 1 or 2 events a month and say, cool, I'm gonna go support an artist. I'm gonna go support this artist. I'm gonna go support what they're doing. Be conscious of your finances, and make sure you can buy something every now and then from another artist. Just be out there and build community, get people to see what you're doing, and next thing you know, you'll start building that crew and say, hey, what are you working on? Somebody might ask you, a writer may come to you, you wanted a writer all this time, right? You've just been asking God every day, hey God, can you send me a writer? And then, and next thing you know, you're sitting out there at some event, drawing, and the guy's like, you know what, this is awesome, I have a character that just looks just like that, but that's how he looks in my head, because I just write, I'm a writer. You're like, oh really? Well, I'm an artist. And then next thing you know, you have something going on. You don't know how those things work. But that's the proper way of building a team and building a crew. And it's necessary for every artist to make themselves and build themselves up to a point where they are successful in their art career. Nobody does it by themselves. Nobody. It's impossible. It's crazy. It's hard. Don't even try it. Don't try to do it by yourself. Why? That's, it's just extra hard, that's all. And so in any case, that's my message for today. I want you to follow artistking.org/events. Go to the website, check out the upcoming events. That's the website right here. And what you'll notice on the website is that a bunch of events, Wayman reminds me to update it every now and then because it works. And once an event passes, it passes. But check out what's happening. Check out what's going on in Atlanta and try to find things that are important to the artists, that are important to building community, and that's what I post here. So go ahead, check it out, and if you have an event that you're working on or something that's coming up and you'd like to see it featured, throw me an email, send me a message, a text, whatever. Make sure that you have a Facebook event, and I'll post it on the website. Coming out to the meetups, they're free. And let's build up this art community so that eventually one day websites like Fiverr or $99 logos do not exist because artists will refuse to work for poor, cheap money that does not afford a living. All right, that's my goal. Let's get to it. Talk to y'all later. DTM.